Part 2, Mr. Barry's geometry class. The one thing I didn't do, it's not number 10, it's number 11 actually, put that in parentheses. So it's 180 minus this amount, this 11x minus 50. And then when you work that out, you should have, that y is going to equal that 180 minus the 11x minus 50. I had a plus in there, sorry. And then that is going to change that to 180 minus 11x plus 50. That's that whole y. So then you're going to take 180 minus that whole y minus the 5x plus the 40. Go ahead and solve for x. Once you start solving for x, then you could plug that in for your x value. Take 180 minus 40 minus that 5 times that x, and then that will give you your y value. And then, you could take that amount and you could take 180 minus that amount, and that will give you this. And then, well, you should have already solved for x. But anyways, you could also take that amount and take 180 minus that amount, and that will give you this 11x minus 50 amount to set that equal, that 11x minus 50 equal to that. Number 12. Number 12, what I would do is I would solve for the y first, and so just take 180 minus 114, and that will give you what the y is. Then take 180 minus that y minus the 54, and that will give you the x value. 13 is a tough one again, where you have to figure out what that y is. That y ends up being 180 minus the quantity of 3x plus 9, okay? And then what you're going to have to do, so it kind of looks like that, distribute that negative in there, distribute that. So then you're going to have 180 minus 3x minus 9. Then, so your whole problem ends up looking like this. 180 minus this y, this is your y value right here, plus the 2x plus the 39. So all of this should equal 180. So go ahead and combine like terms and all that kind of stuff and solve for x. And then that will give you your x value. And then you could figure out what this is. And then you just take 180 minus the 39 minus what that is, and that will give you the y. For number 14, I would take 180 minus 61 minus 39. That will give you your y. And then whatever that y is, take 180 minus that y, and that will give you the x. For 15, I would start with we could start at the bottom. We could start at t. So 138, you have your vertical angles here. So this is going to be 138 too. Take 180 minus the 138. You could figure out the q from vertical angle. And then take 180 minus that 54. That will give you your p. That answer is going to also be your z. Then you could take 180 minus what you figured out for y and z. That will give you your x. Take 180 minus that x value, and that will give you your L. L and M are vertical angles, so those are going to be the same. 16, same thing, maybe start down here with H. H and 131, they're vertical angles. And then you can figure out your Z, take 180 minus the 131. To figure out your P, you could take 180 minus that Z minus, it looks like 92. And that will give you your P. Your O is going to be the same as this 92. Take 180 minus that 92 to get that. And it looks like a G maybe. And L is going to be the same. Take your 180 minus that P value to get your X. X and Y are going to be the same. They're vertical. Classify each triangle using all terms that apply. So here's the terms that are going to apply. Acute, obtuse, right, scalene, isosceles, equilateral. Okay? So if you have something that's less than 90 degrees, all of the angles inside are less than 90, you're going to have acute. And then if all the sides are different lengths, it's going to be scalene. If you have two sides that are the same length, it's going to be isosceles. If you have all the sides being the same, that's equilateral. Now, regarding the angles again, if you have an angle greater than 90 degrees anywhere in there, it's going to be an obtuse triangle. If you have an angle that is a right angle, that is going to be a right triangle. So make sure you're using, two of these labels for each of these 17 through 22. Okay. Hopefully this helps, and good luck with this test.